Hey, it's Darlene, and today I'm working on a layout, but not necessarily the process video, but just the process on how I create my embellishment clusters. So I'm working on a sketch from Stick It Down, which I'll show you in just a second. And basically it just needs 2 horizontal strips and 2 vertical strips. I'm showing you the sketch right now. It's pretty simple. So this piece of paper that I showed you earlier had those strips already. I know we've all seen those papers. They come in packs. This was actually gifted to me, and it worked out perfect because there were some both horizontal and vertical orientation strips, even though they all look like they were going in the same direction. So I just cut those down and I already adhered them, and I chose my pictures, and these are pictures of our trip to Zion. Now the one that I'm really putting on the side, that matted one, is my absolute favorite picture that I took there. So I'm grabbing just random embellishments. Well, I shouldn't say random. If you are a follower of mine, you did see me put together a kit, scrapbooking kit for all of our hiking trips. And this was like our final hiking trip for the year 2020. So I'm just putting a combination of, like, there's Cricut cuts, there's stickers, there's the paper that I showed earlier was a 12 by 12 with just random quotes. And I've been cutting that a lot for these layouts. And if you haven't looked at my other ones, I've done quite a few already of my hiking ones. This is my second one of Zion, the Zion trip. But you can click down below. I'll try to have a link. If not, just go to my playlist and look for scrapbooking. It'll be there for sure. But when I'm creating my clusters, I'm just kind of grabbing things that just catch my eye, and then I fussy around with them. I move them around. Do I like it? Do I not like it? And those trees, I really tried to make them work, but you'll see at the end, I didn't end up using them at all. And then that sun was cut out of a 3x4 card, and it's just for embellishing, journaling. And I didn't end up journaling at all on this process video, but I'll do that later. I am really focusing on trying to create a cluster here on that bottom left corner with some of those quotes, some stamped images, and I'm just having a really hard time. But I want to work on basically one cluster at a time. So again, you'll see me just moving things around, kind of auditioning these different pieces. I liked those stamped pieces that I'm putting down now, and you'll see that other one on that top left. Those were some stamps, and then I don't want to use the word prettied them up, but I layered them up, I guess is a good word. So I do end up sticking with this cluster, that mountain range cut that I did with my Cricut. And I think I chose that because of the water, even though we didn't have snow, but the peaks were definitely high enough to have snow. We went in the middle of summer, I think it was August, end of August of 2020. And I'm just building on that. That little circle sticker, I'm like determined to use it, but I don't use it at all, at least not in this cluster. So just really quick, if you're not already, make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. I challenge myself within the year 2022 to do at least 2 videos a week. One of those will be a scrapbooking video. The second could be whatever it is I'm creating in the command center, which is the name of my craft room, and also my blog. When you go to my blog, which I'll definitely have that link down below, it'll have more details on like the paper, like what I used the vendor for the papers, or if there's any measurements involved, I'll put those. This one, not necessarily, since it was just strips, but I can definitely put down, what Cricut cuts, things like that. But you'll get more information, also more close-ups, and at least more time to view the close-ups. I always have close-ups at the end of the videos, but they'll just kind of scroll by. But I hope you do decide to go check it out on my blog. So there, that left side is done. And now I need to work on 2 clusters on this left side. My goodness, my right side. I'm really bad with my left and right. But I did cut out that J with a journey on it, and I am kind of determined to use that as well. The hiking cutout piece over there in the bottom, that was also using my Cricut, and that is what I think I'm going to use, because I really don't have a title on this page. But just watch me kind of work through my process. And honestly, I don't even know if there is a process. I just kind of grab things that in my mind work together and I try to make them fit. Another thing that I do is, you see how I'm drawing a border around this little that journey thing, and I did it over on the other side as well, but that's kind of my, if you want to call it, a signature move. But I do like to use a fine black pen and just do a hand drawn border around things. But it's also good because when you're stuck, it's nice to do something like that that doesn't take a lot of thought, because then for whatever reason, or at least in my case, something will just kind of dawn on me, or I'll look at something differently. So there's that little circle that I was trying to make fit on the other side. So I did end up using it. I don't even know why. I just was determined to. But the fun thing about this embellishment pack, or this scrapbooking kit that I created, is most of the items in here have absolutely nothing to do with hiking or national parks or anything like that. Like those sticker packs, that was like a family pack. But they just had a lot of elements, especially when they have words like that. The little black circle just says today, arrows, that's always a good thing. This sticker right here, I kind of was going to second guess and say, nah, I didn't want it there, but he knows how it was already stuck. So I figured, okay, it belongs there. But I do like that peak where it just says adventure across the bottom. So I'm done with that cluster, and now I'm going to work on that bottom one again. So I'm still thinking, okay, I'm done with that, with the hiking. And I put them two together and I'm looking at it, and it feels very heavy to me. Like this side is definitely the main cluster. If you work on clusters, that's kind of a rule of thumb. The one that's kind of like 100%, the other one may be like, 50%, 75% of whatever as far as weight. And then the last one, less than that, because that way it balances. So as I was thinking I was done, that sticker of the Zion information, which I bought at the park, kind of plopped out, and I totally forgot that I wanted to use it on this layout. So that's why I said, okay, that was my decision maker. I tossed away that, or put aside that hiking one. So these little images that I'm putting down right now, those white labels, I cut out like a bunch of them. Like I think at one time I made a card and needed one, and I thought, hey, if I need one, I might as well cut, a dozen or whatever. So I cut a bunch, and I use them all the time. So they're really good cluster bases, and also just if you want to put a sentiment on it or do whatever you're going to do, but they're perfect for cluster bases, and I'll pull them out from time to time. So I decided to use that size. I thought that one worked best. And then I'm just building on that. Again, grabbing words from that 12 by 12 sheet, which is now just really not. But I do like the words, especially when it has, a lot of them aren't really fitting for hiking and stuff, but there are a lot, because believe me, some days it took a lot of perseverance to walk through some of those heights, and just because of the oxygen level and things like that, and plus the fact that I'm probably out of shape. Not probably, I am out of shape. But anyhow, like I said, when you're creating your clusters, obviously there's that rule of threes or odd numbers. So I try to do odd numbers in each of my clusters. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. Sometimes it just is okay with an even number. So I never really stick to any hard, fast, got to do this kind of rule. And I try to balance the colors. I decided to use that little black label because there was a little bit of black in both of the other clusters. So I thought that it needed a little bit of black there. And that's about it. So I hope you do like it. I think it turned out really cute. Just using just a random assortment of items, and also putting these little splashes here and there, which is what I'm doing with this color silk stuff, which is my absolute fave too. Just putting a big Post-it down so I could block my photos and kind of the main embellishments. Now if I get a drop or two on them, I'm not too worried about it. And then this is what surprises me. I put it there, and I really put it right on top of the other page. That was kind of silly, but luckily I didn't get any on any of the photos. And that finishes up both of my layouts. I will do the journaling like I said, but I hope you enjoyed this. And again, if you do, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You'll see scrapbooking layouts as well as any other craft that I may be doing in the command center. And I always try to tie them together. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.